Welcome to another interview from the Czech Road Conference 2025. This time our guest is Alexandrem Walcher, Vice President of the World Road Association, PIARC, connecting global stakeholders to support innovation, knowledge and experience sharing. That's what I've learned from the website. But what is their PIARC for?
Well, the website actually says it quite clear. Our goal and our mission is to connect people, to share knowledge, to exchange knowledge. The backbone of organization is actually more than 20 technical committees who meet each other twice a year, sometimes also online, and they exchange knowledge. And this is very important in a so rapidly changing world that people get to know what other countries do good or do well, what other countries can learn from each other. So this is our actually main goal, and there is so many topics we have to deal with at the moment. So PIARC is very important for the road sector.
And when you deal with so many countries, is there any favorite one that you like to look at for their example, for the experience?
Well, it really depends on the topic we are talking about. When we talk about how to involve young people, young academics, then we look to the Czech Republic, for example, because they proved 2 years ago when the Czech Republic hosted the World Road Congress, and they got more than 1,100 students to join the conference for free. And this is a good example. This is a role model for the entire road association, how to attract the road sector again to young people. That was the Czech example. When you look at, for example, what is the future tasks of road administration, then you look to the Swedish government, for example, who merged railway with motorways to ensure that multimodality becomes true. So it really depends on the topic.
Well, you're Austrian by origin and also CEO of ASFINAG in Austria. What do you look for in Austria? What would you appraise?
Well, road safety was always very high on our topics, for example, and for example, how to construct tunnels. There's the Austrian tunnel methodology, which we share worldwide. So in this matters, road safety, construction, nowadays decarbonization, recycling. PIARC just organized, for example, a road conference or a huge conference in Vienna where the main topic was decarbonization of the road sector, because that is important for us in Austria, and we wanted to share our knowledge, but we also wanted to learn from other countries.
Could you share the knowledge with us now? What were the main conclusions?
Well, we do live in a changing world, and climate change is a fact, and we have to deal with that. We need, for example, a network that is more resilient. You can't just judge our network with the methodology of the past, because we've got new hazards, we've got weather hazards because of the climate change, and we want to have an infrastructure network that consists for longer, and therefore you have to get with new innovative methodologies to deal with these problems, for example. Or recycling is a very, very big issue as well.
When you say we need resilient new way of dealing with the road infrastructure, is there that for example, the Nordic countries should learn from Spain how to do it in a hot weather?
Exactly, or not just within Europe, worldwide. For example, Australia, who has had huge floodings within the last 10, 15 years. And when they share how they build new roads and new bridges who are more resilient in a very, very short time, countries in northern region of Europe or even in Austria or in Czech Republic can learn from those experience, and this is the so important factor that we learn from each other, and we do not reinvent the wheel ever so often.
You've mentioned recycling. Where do we go? Where do we stand and where do we go?
Well, it differs worldwide because of different regulations. In Europe, it is a necessity to deal with recycling methodologies and work, because the raw materials are limited. The transport of these raw materials to the construction site causes lots of pollution, and therefore it is actually easy and obvious that you use the material you got on the construction site when you demolish a motorway for the new motorways. And there is so much innovation coming up from the construction side. So what we do in Austria, for example, is we put this kind of recycling methods into the tendering process. So the construction companies come up with new ideas, much better than road administrations, and therefore they get better quality points and they can be more expensive, but they've got the solutions for our problems and our challenges.
Another topic are technologies, AI. I've looked at your websites that you're recently published a paper on AI in road sector. What are the key topics for you in this regard?
AI is, again, it's a topic that changes nearly every day. There's so many different ways to involve AI in our daily work, for example, in the planning process, in the construction process, but also in operation of motorways. They're never going to substitute human manpower and human skills, but to help us to get better roads and better operation of our motorways is the key factor of using artificial intelligence.
And I'll now go back to when you mentioned the Czech Republic is doing a good job in working with young people. How do PIARC cooperate with academia? How do you try to get the young people into the sector?
Yeah. Well, first of all, we try to get academics to our technical committees, because if we have this cooperation with university, we get not just the practical experience, but also the scientific experience into our work, into the exchange of work. And what we also do is we try to get young professionals to join these technical committees. So we've got experienced and young, engaged and really ambitious professionals who want to join these technical committees, and the outcome is amazing.
And now one more advice for the end. How can the Czech Republic benefit more from its PIARC membership?
I think the Czech Republic is really, really doing well, and they proved it when they hosted the World Road Congress 2 years ago. It was a magnificent, outstanding congress, maybe a role model for future congresses. And what we see sometimes is, before a road congress, all the professionals of the country are really engaged and they want to do the best, and afterwards you have to push them again a bit. And for us, it would be really good if the Czech Republic keeps his ambitiousness to join us, to exchange knowledge with us and work together with PIARC as they used to do and as they're going to do in the future.
So we need to be more ambitious. Thank you. Thank you, Alexander.
Thank you.